G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel. On today's video we are going to transfer some brood into our Tetragonula carbonaria observation hive here. I'm not sure which hive I'm going to take the brood from yet. I can use the mother hive or one that's just next door. What I'm going to be looking for is a queen cell, and I can't see any through the viewing panel, but I won't know exactly what's going on inside these hives until I remove the panel. So I suspect the bees are going to be a bit cranky with me doing that. But no time like the present, we've got to get it done. Let's get into it. All right guys, here we go. So this is our mother hive. We're going to have a go at this one, I think. So I really hope this doesn't suck doing this. I've covered myself in Bushmans, but yeah, no guarantees there. We've got our queen right on top here. So we'll just be as gentle as we possibly can. We'll have a look in here because we are looking for queen cells. Have our advancing front right up the top. I can't really see any queen cells in here. Bees have been extremely calm so far. Hopefully you guys can see that. Absolutely beautiful spiral. That's the money shot. As far as queen cells go, yeah, I can't see any, which is a bit of a bugger. So what I might do actually, I might just close this one and I'll open up our the hive that's just next door to it here and see if it's looks any better. All right, so this is our other hive. I'm just going to repeat the procedure here. So I really don't like the idea of, you know, Broodlift sound all dandy, but you do a lot of damage removing viewing panels. And the brood in this thing is huge. So this is looking a bit more promising. This Kadaki resin is nuts. This is looking more promising because there's a heap of older brood around the outside. I'm just going to gently pry off this top layer here. Which is not as easy as it sounds. So that's in those brood cells there that I just removed are definitely all eggs. Okay, so that's as close to advancing front as I can get. And I'll tell you what, carbonaria brood is not very nice to work with compared to Australis brood. Just going to pull a chunk out here and hope for the best. So that's a good chunk of old brood. I still can't see any queen cells on it, but there could be one hiding somewhere. All right, I'll get these girls boxed back up. But of course, that's only half the story. Next thing we have to do is get them into this observation hive. So, righto guys, let me just interrupt again quickly and we'll have a little chat about what sort of brood you want to be looking at transferring into your reduction hive to complete your brood lift. So there are two sorts of brood. There's old brood and new brood. Ideally, you want to look for some old brood that has an old queen cell. And when I say old, I mean ready to hatch out. There's no real point putting a brand new queen cell in there that's going to take 70 days to hatch out. That's no good to you at all. You want a queen in that box pronto. So you're looking for old brood that has an old ready to hatch out queen cell. In the absence of old brood with a queen cell, you want to start looking for new brood, which is the advancing front, which is where the queen in your mother hive is currently laying the eggs. And you can find that by looking for open brood cells, okay? Now, the only difference between a queen cell, which is this guy, and these worker cells here is the amount of food that the bees put into that brood cell. The more food there is, the bigger the bee becomes, and the morphology changes, the ovaries develop, and she develops into a princess, which then goes out and mates, comes back as a laying queen. So the beauty of new brood, adding new brood, is it's a good backup plan, because what the bees can do is only in worker cells that contain an egg, okay, so it only works with very, very new brood cells that contain an egg, possibly even very early stage larva. So the egg hatches into a larva, which is like basically a little maggot. The larva consumes the food and then pupates and emerges as an adult bee. So the bees, while there is an egg in that brood cell, the tricky buggers, what they can do is they can remove the top, extend the walls of that brood cell up, and add more food into it. Okay, so the food level all of a sudden gets increased. This egg floats up on top of the food and sits up here. The bees cap that brood cell, and all of a sudden you've got another queen cell. So this guy over here is an all-natural queen cell, and the bees make approximately, well, one queen cell approximately every 1,000 brood cells will be a queen cell. These guys here, these guys here are called emergency queen cells. And that's very handy if all of a sudden your hive goes queenless and there are no queen cells, okay? Of course, you still have to go through this queen cell, new emergency queen cell still has to go through the process of development, which is considerably longer than a normal worker cell, which is 50 days. A queen cell can be normally about 70, but if it's cold, that can stretch out to like 90 days. So now, the other school of thought, if you don't have any new brood and you don't have any queen cells, the other school of thought is you just put whatever brood you can into that adduction hive, doing your brood lift, and that possibly may stimulate the mother hive to release a virgin queen from within to come out and look after this brood. So she will go out, mate, come back as a laying queen and look after the brood that is now in your adduction hive. Okay, so yeah, two schools of thought. You either go old brood with a queen cell, which is by far the best way, add new brood in there as well as a good backup so they can make emergency queen cells, or chuck whatever you've got in there and that may stimulate the mother hive to release a princess. Righto, back to the video. Okay, we've got our panel coming away. Bees are going crazy. Well, not crazy, but crazy enough. So I'm just going to pick that brood up, put it straight in the hive with nice gentle fingers. And then try and put this back in. Righto guys, look, I'll just interrupt the video for a minute. So the issue that we're going to have here is we've removed the big perspex cover off the side of the observation hive, which is full of bees. That observation hive is connected to a mother hive behind it, which is full of even more bees. So when you remove that cover, they think they're being attacked. In hindsight, what I should have done is probably get my bee vac and vacuum all of those bees, or as many as I could, off that perspex side panel. But the issue is that for every bee that you vacuum off, another 10 are coming out of the mother hive to attack you. So may not have made much difference in the end. So keep watching the video, you'll see what happens. So there are some bee losses, nothing extreme, but it's still extremely disappointing for me. I sort of knew it was going to happen, and it's a bit inevitable. But on the brood lifting front, that would go a lot smoother if it was a conventional box rather than an observation hive. So the situation is, guys, we've got about 90% of the bees that were inside this hive are now outside this hive. I am so sorry, girls. All right, guys, so we're done. That would go a lot smoother if you're brood lifting into a conventional sort of box. But we've got our brood in there, and that's difficult to see because of the glare. Can't get a better shot of it. Try and get one for you in tomorrow's update. I vacuumed up all of the bees that were on the outside, but you can see, you know, how many have been squashed between the perspex and the timber there. I mean, look, in hindsight, it's not that many, but I guess we've probably squashed 20, I guess, all up. So I know it's collateral damage, but I'm still really pissed that that happened, but it sort of is what it is. And these are sort of the, if you're going to do this sort of thing, you are going to expect some bee losses now and then. But anyway, so I've vacuumed up the bees. They're in the bottle down here. I'm going to hook this bottle up here onto the front of the hive here, so they should all be able to walk inside there. That's the plan anyway. So, all right, that's it for this video, guys. Keep watching on YouTube Shorts for daily updates. And today is day 20. So brood is added on day 20. So we'll just see what happens, eh? Alrighty. Be good to yourselves, eh?